I wasn't cracking any codes in the beginning, bro. I was making trash music. I'm trying to become a better chef right now.
Oh, actually cooking.
I'm trying to actually cook. Bro, I've been watching hella tutorials on like cooking meats. Bro, it took me like 3 hours to even I had my manager download the stems. We couldn't even figure out how to use their age-old software to get through the encryption.
It's Powertools. We got Disco Lines in the house. What up, brother?
What's up, G?
How are you doing?
I'm happy to be here.
Oh, man, it's so good to have you here. Like, kind of on fire right now, man.
Yeah, I'm doing my dance. I'm trying my best.
Yeah. You're doing a lot of good things, man. You've had releases on Confession, Ultra, Big Beat, Thrive, collabs with Side Piece, Tchami, Mala. You're playing at Coachella this year, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. That's really, really huge. I want to go back to the beginning of Disco Lines and really understand, how did you find your passion for dance music? Like, did you hear a DJ? Was there a song that you went, oh, I kind of like this? What was that moment for you that like, yo, I want to get involved with this?
Yeah, there's all sorts of influences with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in middle school, I remember homies showing me Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites. That blew my mind. I remember going on YouTube, and one of the videos, one of my favorite music videos in the electronic scene was Timberg Seek Bromance.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard anything like that.
Right.
I'd never heard vocals layered on pianos and like a house be like that. It was amazing. So definitely Avicii and Skrillex were two
You know
big
what?
inspirations.
Now that you say that song, that explains a lot of your production. Like when I hear your production, because I have this theory of just talking to so many people, like that first song, they're still trying to make that song.
Right.
And in essence, without not trying to make it, but they're so influenced by it because that's what made them feel good when they entered or started loving the music.
100%. And that helps any producer, like identifying what sounds and little tidbits in music you like. Those little nuances that separate you apart,
Right.
I think are important. And yeah, Avicii and Skrillex.
That's
love them to death.
So you grew up in Colorado, or you went to college in Colorado?
I grew up in Colorado, also went to school at the University of Colorado Boulder.
So talk to us about, your early days of going and seeing different events and stuff in Colorado.
Colorado's a beautiful place because we're lucky to have such a good bass scene and just electronic music scene in general, right? We have Red Rocks, known for like a lot of bass music.
Amazing.
I mean, a lot of house artists are coming. Every artist is coming through there. The first show I ever went to, I was 13. I had my girlfriend, or 14, I think. I had my girlfriend's mom sneak me out, and it was Paper Diamond at the Ogden Theater. It was like trap.
Wow.
It was so ill. And I remember looking around, I was like, this is the illest I've ever seen. I want to do it for a long time. But yeah, Denver's a beautiful place.
And when did you get the bug to start producing?
As a kid, like in high school, early, like freshman year of high school, it's so fun just logging on the computer. I was a pretty nerdy kid. Like I loved math and science. So I was like locked into my computer doing that stuff. I used to like code and like get video games and like hack shit. But then I found music, and that's a creative outlet, like combining technology.
You're working on Ableton
at
the beginning. So that kind of like you're cracking the code to doing different stuff.
I wasn't cracking any codes in the beginning, bro. I was making trash music. But eventually.
Right. You are one of the first DJs that I know of that started utilizing TikTok as a platform for promotion. I think from my vision, you were the first person on it as an artist. Talk to us about how TikTok influenced you and that decision, because it had to be a little, do I do this? Do I not do this? Run us through that.
There's definitely that stigma in the beginning, where a lot of people, just because it was new and younger people were doing it, people want to hate on it. But I remember a friend at the time had showed me in the morning. She was like going through TikTok, and I remember not liking the app at the time. And then she was just showing me like all these funny memes. I was like, this app's fucking amazing. I love it. And then I realized it combines music and video. Like there's always an innate sound behind that. So that's like one of the best tools to promote your music. Back then we'd get our music from like Hype Machine, right? Or SoundCloud or Sirius XM. And like, we'd have to be like tuned into that. Now it's like on our social media that we scroll every day. So why not try to promote yourself on there? And if you see all like the biggest acts now, they've all blown up via TikTok and Instagram Reels. Like,
but do you kind of sit there and go, I was the first?
Damn, maybe I should.
That's amazing. So I read that your mom is a marketing director. Has that influenced you the way you look and market music?
Hella, she's so insightful. I love my mom. Talk to her all the time about stuff, and she helps me with promotion and stuff. But
wow, mom
it's a good combo.
With promotion. I love that.
Yeah, my dad was an engineer. My mom did design, so that like the intersection of technology and art is something I was raised with. So I got two good people to talk to in case I ever need any advice.
But at the beginning, they're like, music artist.
Bro, I remember one of my first beats. I had a cracked version of FL Studio on my family lab, our family computer, and one of the first songs I ever made was called Enigma, and I was playing it so much, and my dad was like, "You got to turn that off. Like this is you got to stop playing this." But yeah, now with it.
Okay, that's amazing. So this year you're playing at Coachella. Talk to us about the moment you found out you were playing Coachella. That had to be like just really hit you.
Yeah, we've been working at it I've been working at it for so long.
Right.
Coachella is one of the most, I'd say it's my favorite festival in the world.
100%.
Yeah, it's surreal, bro. I was honored. I'm trying to think how that went.
Was it a phone call? Was it an email? You're doing Coachella? Like,
I think there was a whole process. We we were trying to get a Coachella spot for like 2 years. It's like selling out all these venues in LA, and it's like a process of doing the right venues, working with the right teams.
Right.
To get to that point, to have like a slot. Yeah. I don't know. I'm stoked. It's gonna be a good set.
That's gotta be exciting. Are you already planning out? Are you working on the set already?
We're working on stages, production, the music.
Nice.
Yeah, I dropping like $50K on a fucking DJ table, but it's gonna look dope, and people are gonna be stoked on it. We're trying to get, I'm trying to get all the music in order. I took 2 weeks off at the start of the year, to just sit in the studio and like lock in, and I kind of hit a stride. I've been making some good music, so I'm stoked on that.
That's amazing. You also have a Red Rocks event that you've sold out that's happening, I think, April 5th. Disco Rocks. That venue has to be very special to you. Talk to us about that party.
Yeah, that's home turf, baby.
Yeah.
That's home turf. Again, like putting as much effort as I can. Like this is big performance, so making sure everything goes right. Yeah, I don't know. It's my favorite venue in the world. Right. I don't know if have you seen a show there?
Oh yeah. I've been fortunate to play 2 shows there in the early 2000s when they just started doing electronic shows there. It's amazing.
How'd that go?
It was great. It was amazing.
The venue's insane. The weather's always good.
Yeah.
The crowd there.
There's just an energy. There's like an energy in there, and it's almost spiritual.
Super spiritual.
Right.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
And it's outside. You feel the breeze too. Dude,
right.
There's nothing better. You're surrounded by the most beautiful nature. Are you kidding me?
That's amazing. So you got 2 really huge shows this year.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No, I'm good. I've been doing this for years. Like,
right.
I know the process.
Right. And you got your new single out right now, Wide Open. We've been renting it here on Powertools. It's with Nomi on Experts Only.
Appreciate it.
Talk to us about the inspiration for Wide Open.
You know what's funny is when I posted that song, I saw like a few comments. People were like, "This reminds me of Avicii." I forget the song, but it starts with the piano. It's in the same key. I haven't listened to that song forever, and I looked it up. It was very similar. And like you were saying earlier, that like innate sense of what we liked as a kid coming back into our production when we were older.
Yep. That
kind of happened there. But it's like a cool like tech house switch. It's like piano. And then I don't know. It's a cool
and how
song.
Did you collab with Nomi?
Through my publisher. Shout out Cobalt Music. They like hooked it up with setting up that session, and yeah, I'm happy with the.
And you guys wrote the song together in the same room, or?
She wrote it, I think, with a guitar and a piano. Was in a different studio, and then she wrote that like 2 years ago, and then I touched it. Like it got sent to Kago. He tried a version on it. It got sent to Zed's Dead, but she liked mine.
Oh, so there you go.
That's actually crazy to see like how all this stuff in the back end works in terms of writers, and it's very interesting.
Right. And speaking of like, I guess you almost treat it, if you got the vocal, you're almost treating it like a remix, but it's not a remix, right? Because I think the way you started off was doing basically kind of like bootleg remixes,
100%.
just putting your vibes on it.
Yeah.
So do you go, when you get the vocal, do you kind of treat it that way too? Like you're just going to flip it to play it, or
100%.
what
I feel like that's
process?
my specialty.
Yeah.
I started remixing songs because I couldn't like get signed to a label, and like as in high school, I was like, how do I get like a popular song out there?
Right.
And I feel like remixes help you, like you attach something already popular, put your own twist on it. So I'm good at that.
And the first one you did was like
too.
The big one for you was like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, the Taylor Swift one.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it's the same process. Treating it like a remix, I guess. But songs come in all different ways. Like, I love when a song happens like organically too, like starting from the studio. But that obviously takes so much time.
Right.
And I'm gone a lot during the weekend, so like, it's nice having a publisher hook it up with top lines and.
No, that's what, that's amazing when you have good collabs like that.
100p.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what does Disco Lines have cooking besides Coachella, besides your big disco rocks at Red Rocks? What else do you have cooking for the year?
I'm trying to become a better chef right now.
Oh, actually cooking.
I'm not trying to actually cook. Bro, I've been watching hella tutorials on like cooking meats.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite meat to cook?
I've been doing a lot of steak and eggs.
Okay.
I'm trying to get like decently sized.
Okay.
I'm tired of everyone calling me skinny. But yeah, I've been trying to like actually cook food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of what you're doing in your like spare time, just as a kind of a way to detach from music and the chaos and in the touring.
I ski a lot too in my free time. It's good meditation. I surf. Underwater basket weaving is something I like doing in my free time too.
Come on, man. I used to say that like 20 years ago. Underwater. I haven't heard anybody say underwater basket weaving in 20 fucking years. That's crazy.
Hey, ball knows ball, bro. Respect.
That's amazing. And you got some other collabs coming out?
I have this Kiss remix, which is pretty sick. Kiss reached out a few months ago.
Wait. Not Kiss, the rock group.
The rock group proper. Because of the remixes, I'll have bands ask out most of the time, like I'll try something. But I tried something on this recent one, I Was Made for Loving You, and it fucking slaps. So that's coming out.
Kiss is my all-time favorite band growing up. I never say it out loud because it's a little embarrassing, but...
Is it embarrassing?
You know what it is? When you analyze, now that I'm a producer, and you listen back and you go, those songs weren't the greatest.
Bro, you're telling me. I got the stems from I Was Made for Loving You, and obviously didn't have Ableton back then.
No, there's no tuning.
Bro, it took me like 3 hours to even I had my manager download the stems. We couldn't even figure out how to use their age-old software to get through the encryption. We downloaded the fucking stems. Bro, they don't have Ableton back then, so nothing's timed up. So I had to go through all those. There's 30 different vocal layers, and I had to individually line it up to even start trying to remix. But yeah, they're sick. It's crazy, like going through those ancient archives and hearing them like,
oh man,
on each individual track. It's so raw.
I Was Made for Loving You is definitely one of their better songs because it was also written by a co-writer who knew how to write, Desmond Child, who wrote all kinds of like Say My Name, all kinds of Love's Got a Bad Name. He's written all kinds of pop hits. That was like his first like co-write that was really, really big. That's why that's a great song. So I think I can hardly wait to hear your flip.
Thanks,
that's exciting.
Yeah. I want to try to put the makeup on too. To promote the remix. Like, I didn't know they'd do that before every show. Can you imagine before you're about to head on, locking in for 2 hours, putting on makeup? I could never.
So now I'm the biggest. When I tell you I'm a Kiss fan, I've read every book. I had every album. They didn't show their faces until like 1984 they went 10 years without having their actual face out there. Imagine living like that.
Because they were always in makeup?
No, they wouldn't allow cameras.
Really?
So they could walk out on the regular street, but nobody knew they were Kiss.
That's so core.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It was actually, and then I think Daft Punk kind of bit that idea, just like don't be shot of our faces after we start this thing. But that's amazing. When does that drop?
Well, I need to send it into mastering.
Okay. You're working on it right now. You're finishing it up.
I've been lacking heavily on that. He's been hitting me every day. Yo, we need those stats. But soon.
Okay. Now, the real question is, if you were to put on the makeup, which makeup are you wearing? Are you Gene Simmons, the Demon, the Star Child, the Lover, Ace Frehley?
I'm probably the Lover.
Okay, or the Cat?
Yeah, definitely the Lover.
Okay.
I don't even know. I don't even know the nuances. Damn, I'm uneducated.
You're talking to a Kiss fan right here.
You're talking to not really.
Yeah, no. Of course, you're not going to be a Kiss fan. There's just no way. I mean, but that's amazing. You got a great song to remix. That's really, really. I'm really excited about everything you're doing. I love the music you're putting out right now. And I really love the fact how you are marketing things in a different way. You're bringing a new energy to dance music without losing the essence of it, which I think is very important at the core. You know, I think that's really cool, man. And, you know, keep on doing what you're doing. We're very excited about the stuff you're doing.
Appreciate you. Powertools.